Good evening, everyone. I hope you are really well. We are on week 11 of our training program. My name is Louise Marks, and I've been in the industry of network marketing for 13 years, a very, very long time. I built my business using social media alone because I was too afraid to speak to anybody that I did know, because I had a massive, massive fear of rejection. I was very negative. I never ever thought that somebody like me could be a success in anything. I grew up in quite a toxic environment, got into bad relationships. So my mindset was not in a really, really good place. But after I did the inner work, and I needed to do a lot of it, that's when things started to change for me. And I went on to build a business that was turning over 4 million a year. Now, tonight's training is going to be covering how you have to get your mindset right for success in network marketing. I had a lot of baggage, and I know that I'm not the only one that has a lot of baggage, but it isn't until we start doing the inner work alongside continuing to do the Facebook and the Instagram and all the social media training. But what that starts with is you. It is super, super important that you are putting yourself at the top of the pile and are the one that is focused on your development. So let's get started. So you need to think of mindset training as another skill that you need to continue to work on. I've already said that, so let's get started. Clearly, I've remembered my slides. It is something that you have to be doing on a daily basis. So firstly, you need to be remembering about who it is that you're hanging around with. You need to hang around with the right people. Now, I know that family members, those people you're still going to spend time with, and I'll touch on that in a little while. But have you ever thought about how the people you hang around with influence you? The famous Jim Rohn quote, you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I also want you to think about, were you excited when you joined network marketing? And how many of your friends truly shared your excitement? It's a little story for you. Back in 2010, when I got started in network marketing, the people that I told, which is why I went to social media, because I just was getting rejection, it was personally affecting me because my mindset wasn't right. That the people that I loved, my nearest and dearest and my close friends, laughed at it. My mum said, it will never work, get yourself a proper job, it's like Avon, all of that jazz. So because for those in the US that don't know what Avon is, you may do, but a bit like Amway, that sort of thing, catalogs, you put them through people's doors, etc. So this massively affected my mindset. So I want you to think about the people that you hang around with right now, or your circle of influence. How many of them are negative about what it is that you're doing, and how many are cheerleading for you, who are saying go for it? I want you to think about that for a moment. Now, your spouse, your partner, family members, the ones that are family, I know that that is a challenge. And what I've always done, and I know that I'm going into maybe a situation where that person is negative about what it is that I'm doing. I've turned my mum around now, by the way. What I would visualize myself doing is I would visualize myself putting myself in like a protective bubble. Visualize it in my head when I would go into that, and any words that came at me that were based around my business that were negative, gone. I would not let them reach me. I would not let them impact me. And I may have shared this with you before, that I would always give myself, it's a 60-second rule. And if I'm not in a good place because of what somebody has said, I'll take 60 seconds to analyze whether what I'm thinking about, which is affecting me in not a good way, serving me, or is it not? And if it's not serving me, I need to let it go. And it is, if you're taking the negativity in, you will really, really struggle in your business. So it's likely the people that you hang around with, you'll start to act like the people you're surrounding yourself. So you need to, if you pick poor choices, which I have done, this is likely to drag you down. But friends that you choose that inspire you, challenge you, wanting you to succeed and want you to be a better person, this will increase your chances of getting closer to your goals. The great news is, in MyCarClub, we have fantastic leaders and we have very, very inspiring people. But it's not just within MyCarClub. You can use social media to connect with successful network marketers or other network marketers that are in other organizations, because I can guarantee that they will have family members, friends, spouse that's negative about their opportunities. So they are looking to collaborate with somebody so that they can be cheerleaders for each other. So I want you to seriously think about not your family members, of course, but your friendship group, or expanding your friendship group to people that are going to lift you up and that believe in you. So when you start, or you're hanging around with people that don't lift you up, this is going to give you the doubt. And that's why for 2 years in my network marketing business, I was telling myself, because I've been told many times growing up, I was told that I would never amount to anything, that I was stupid. I was put into a class for children that had a learning need. So that for me was concrete evidence that I was stupid. I was always looking for ways for me to confirm the limiting beliefs I had about myself, because I'd heard it throughout my childhood and into my adulthood. And the people I was surrounding myself with were not good people. So what did that mean for me? I was very, very negative. And when I got into the industry of network marketing, I was negative. Did I ever think I could make it a success? Absolutely not. So instead, you need to think about who you spend your most time with and seek out people who are going to inspire you. You need cheerleaders. Now, I know that you've been doing the work because you've been using social media to reach out to new people. Have you reached out to other network marketers? Because remember, this is friendship, relationship first. This is not, hey, I'm here to sales pitch. This is about you building genuine connections with people. Because like I've said, there are people out there that may be like you that need somebody that can go, hey, what have you done today? You know, what success have you had? What are you struggling with? Because if they're in the industry of network marketing, they're going to understand. And they're going to give you the support that you need. So you need to reach out to make new connections. The other thing is you need to be a lifelong learner. Mindset and learning never, ever ends. I'm nowhere near the finished article. I still have my down days, and I will continue to have days where I don't feel great. We all have those, but we need to make sure that we are constantly educating ourselves. So have you embraced the mindset of learning? Learning helps you to develop to be the person that you need to succeed in network marketing. Now, I had a lot of demons. I have only ever briefly touched on it on here before, but I had quite a traumatic childhood. And as I touched on, you know, abusive husbands, not in a good place. So I knew that I had a lot of baggage that I needed to work on. And I knew that if I didn't make some changes, then I would never, ever be able to be successful. So I did do a 7-day intense NLP practitioner's course, neuro-linguistic programming. I'm sure some of you have heard of it. And it was absolutely phenomenal for me. Now, I'm not saying that you need to go and do that 7-day intense course, but what that enabled me to do was learn how my brain works and how I can change it. But there is lots and lots of things that you can be doing to change your mindset. That for me was the start of my journey, because one, I'd been in network marketing for around 18-19 months by this point, so I was surrounding myself with good people, because I was going to company events, and all the people that were there wanted the same thing. And that's why it's super important that you attend trainings, you come on the business presentations. I mean, not necessarily hearing from me, but hearing the testimonials, hearing the excitement, because it's committing to that that's going to give you that fire in your belly to go, do you know what, I'm not listening to any of it. I'm just focused. I've got tunnel vision on where I'm going, and I'm going to make it happen. So you need to know, you need to start doing the work as if your life depended on it. Oh yeah, Gandhi quote there. So as a network marketer, there are many skills that you need to sharpen, and you need to have an open mind to learning those relevant skills. That's why attending trainings is really, really powerful. I would always, you know, when I would go to company events, I would watch how people spoke, and, you know, and I would visualizing for me was very, very powerful, because I was absolutely at that point desperate to get, it was a position called manager, and it was like the start of the pivotal positions within that network marketing company. And I started to use The Secret. I had it on DVD, showing my age, DVDs back then. And I had the CD, and I was playing it in my car constantly, and I had the book, and it was repetitive. It was over and over and over. And I would visualize myself crossing that stage, exactly what I was wearing. And in fact, babe, I've got my other half in here. Can you pass me my red shoes? I think they're in the top there. And I visualized myself, the exact outfit that I was going to wear, and how I would look. And I would visualize that every day, and it would make me that emotional, that I was so connected to it, that I was going to make it happen. And I started in the January, by it was March time, I'm sure, I went from earning £100 a month to achieving manager, and it went to about £3,000 a month. And I visualized myself crossing that stage in a certain outfit and shoes. I don't know if you can see these shoes, but these were the shoes that I purchased for myself, which were back then about £65 for me, which was a big deal, because I'd never ever been able to spend that amount of money on shoes, because I never had money. And it was the best feeling in the world. And you know what? I did not allow any of that to come in, because I was so focused on what it was that I wanted, that I was going to make it happen. Yes, and these shoes, I mean, they're well worn now, but these, I don't think I could ever get rid of these, because they mean so much to me. Okay, so learning helps you become a more interesting person, but also a more interested person. And in network marketing, you have to speak to a lot of people, right? So you need to learn how to be interested in other people. And I'm not afraid to say that I am the master at this, because I genuinely love to get to know people, and I prefer to give than I do to take. I'm a really good active listener, and I will always remember little details. So when the next conversation comes up, that we can have that conversation. And I think that being an NLP practitioner has helped me hone those skills. So you need to learn to be interested in other people. and get an understanding for what people's challenges are, their pain points, because the way that the market is right now, things are hard. So really, really take an interest in other people. So what I want you to do is I want you to sit down and write a list of all the skills that you think that you need to improve on, and then create some goals and find the resources to help you achieve them. There is tons and tons of resources that are completely free on the internet. You've got YouTube. Even if you Google network marketing mindset, or if you let me think, even if you go on social media and you get into network marketing groups, plug yourself into some training. There is tons of things that you can be doing, but equally at the same time, for you to have cheerleaders, you need to be attending these trainings. You need to build relationships within MyCarClub so that you've got somebody. When I would bring new people into my team in my previous organization, I would buddy people up. I'd set up a messenger chat, buddies, because they were new together, so that they could grow as individuals, because I knew at home that they would go, they would have partners, husbands, wives that were saying, oh, what are you doing now? What is this? It's a scam, it's this. But that person has given, put their faith in you, and they are wanting to make this work, which is why it's so important that they have another circle of influence, another person or more people to go to, because they will be getting, the negatives. Limiting beliefs. My goodness, I had tons and tons and tons. And even now, sometimes they pop up, because I believe that limiting beliefs at times will, and I think they were so ingrained in me as a child. But the great thing is, it's how, when they pop up, how long they stay around, because I know what to do in my headspace to go, hey, do you know what? I'm not prepared to listen to you. So learning and limited beliefs go hand in hand. So in order to learn, getting past your limiting beliefs is the first step. Now, I know that there is tons of resources on limiting beliefs on social media. There'll be training on YouTube that you can plug into. So I want you to think about, is there any limiting beliefs that you have that you need to overcome? And are you the type of person that doesn't do something because you think that you can't? Now, let me try and give you an example. There's one thing I know that I wouldn't do, and that's bungee jump. But I think that over time I'd be able to overcome it. Also, limiting beliefs. I can't speak in front of people. I'm stupid. I can't speak to more than 3 people at once. I can't be successful. And all these beliefs come back from childhood or previous experiences. But if you hear something enough, it becomes a belief. So mine was, I'm stupid. And I was always looking for evidence that that was the case. And it wasn't until I came into network marketing that it was like, do you know what? I'm not stupid at all. I just learn in a very, very different way. Traditional school for me, education was no good. And I knew that it wasn't, it's just that my brain works very, very differently. So Henry Ford says it best: whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And that's why it is super important that you are doing the inner work. So what I want you to think about is what's really stopping you from talking to people about your network marketing business or moving forward. I've had so many conversations with people who really wanted to succeed in network marketing, but they've said things like this: I can't talk to people about my business. I'm not a salesperson. Heard that so many times. And actually in network marketing, we don't, it works better for people that aren't in sales. I'm not saying everybody, because for me, it's the art of building relationships. Another one, I can't find the time. If you tell yourself you can't do something, guess what? You've already failed, because I told myself for 2 years. What happened? £100 a month for 2 years. And it wasn't until I started changing things that things started to happen. So here are some things that you can do to work on your limiting beliefs. What I want you to do is write a list of what your limiting beliefs are so you can own it. It's really, really powerful. The negativity that you have in your head, getting it out on paper, it's almost like a cleanse. Some of you may not believe it, but it can be very, very powerful we know journaling is really, really good, but it's not about just getting the good, it's about clearing out the bad. Write why it's important to change it. For me, believing that I could not be successful was it really important to change it, because I would never ever be able to be successful. And now what I would like you to do is write down an empowering version of what that belief, of the belief that you want, and own it, changing it around. Affirmations. Some of the things that I did was, if there was a belief that I had about myself, I would write the complete opposite of it, and I would stick it up around the house, so that I was visualizing something all the time. You've got to do what works for you, but you need to be hearing the empowering and the strong words rather than the negative. But also recognizing when you're saying something negative about yourself. I want you to recognize that and start to change it. Use visualization to see your life with a new belief. I've touched on this. This is where I was visualizing my new life, being on stage, becoming manager, going from 100 to 3,000, and then going on to build a business that was turning over 4 million. That didn't happen overnight. My goodness, it didn't. I was a slow burner. So for those of you that are seeing crazy, crazy success in MyCarClub, please do not compare, because there is nothing stopping you having the life of your dreams. It will be just up here. Take the first step out of your comfort zone, or I like to call it the adventure zone. What are you doing to stretch yourself? What are you doing to make yourself feel a little bit uncomfortable every day? Because growth doesn't stay in your comfort zone. Growth comes in the adventure zone. So start pushing yourself a little bit. There may be one person that you're scared to speak to because you don't know what their reaction is going to be. Ask the question, because if you don't ask, it will always be a no. But I think really important for stretching yourself every single day to get you to be the person that you want to become. Work on your personal development to help strengthen your mind. Super, super important. And when, you know, I was in that organization for no, I wasn't. I was in that organization for about 8 years. I was then headhunted into another organization. And because obviously I'd had success, I went to #1 in Europe within 3 months. It grew like absolutely crazy. And then I took time away from network marketing. And it was a long time. There was a lot of family things going on at home. And I don't think that if I hadn't done the inner work that I'd done through the power of network marketing, I would be in a very, very different place now. And it wasn't until I came back into network marketing and I was going to, you know, the office in Birmingham, we went to Dubai, coming on the trainings, and it was like, oh, this is where I'm, you know, I'm meant to be, because I'm surrounding myself with people that have got the same vision and have that energy for the same things that I want. So changing your limiting beliefs is a huge step in creating success, a successful mindset. So I want you to identify the limiting beliefs that you've got and what's making you hold you back in your business. And I want you to think about, what are you willing to do to change it? Couple more slides. I've really been going on tonight, haven't I? Chat. Creating good habits. So have you ever looked at a top earner and thought, I really want what they have. I definitely, in the early days, green-eyed monster for me, because I was seeing all the cars, the holidays, and because my mindset was not in a good place, it was like, well, that's never going to happen for me. You know, people get in the cars. Have you ever said, well, that's not going to happen for me? We have to change that. So instead of looking at that person, that successful person, you want to look at the kind of habits that they're implementing into their daily routine to have success.
Yeah, me have to go take them out, come put them on there, Satasha.
So for example, let's say you wanted to lose 40 pounds, and every time you see a fit average person, you get a little jealous over the way that they look. May I add that I've been doing a cleanse this week and I've lost 7 pounds. Instead of thinking about how good that person looks, think about what their daily habits are and how you can acquire those same habits. In this case, maybe the habits are eating healthy in small portions and exercise every day if you want to lose 40 pounds. So maybe have a look at some of the leaders that we have in MyCarClub. Carlos, my fave, Mark Hamlin, Coach Veer, Lady V, all the people that have qualified for cars, and you hear their testimonials. Trudy, for example, 12 days with the car. What you want to have a look at is, okay, what are they doing differently to me? Yes, they may have been in the industry of network marketing and have that experience, but what daily activity are they doing to move themselves forward? And I'm pretty sure if you reach out to any of them and ask them, I'm pretty sure that they would be more than happy to share what they do on a daily basis. Maybe that's just given me an idea that we invite some leaders onto the training to share what they're doing on a daily basis. That will be for another time. So you can create the same network marketing habits based on what the top earners are doing. So you need to go find out, ask those questions. And what you then need to do is to start incorporating those same habits into your daily life. And one of the key habits to develop to be a successful network marketer is persistence. It's never giving up. It's going on, continuing on and on and on. In the first 2 years of my business, I could have quite easily quit. And there was one day that I went round to the person that introduced me to say, I'm not doing this anymore. And for whatever reason, I decided to just carry on. And my goodness, I would be in a very, very different place. So you never know what's in the future. So just keep being persistent and consistent. Some of the most famous and successful people in the world have all had failures, massive. Albert Einstein 104 times, Dr. Seuss 27 times. The legend is that Disney was knocked back 302 times, and J.K. Rowling 12 times. Very, very famous failures. And KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, I think the guy was in his 90s before he became successful. So you're not too old. It's not too late. Failing is good because failure becomes learning, character building, gives you an understanding for how the industry works. So you have to keep pushing forward. So in conclusion, creating a winning mindset in network marketing is a must if you want to succeed. So having people in your life that can support your mindset that you want to develop in network marketing will help you stay positive and keep moving forward. So it's time to get to work. Oh, next week, which is week 12, the final week, we are going to be covering why you're building a business. I'm going to get you to peel back the layers of why you're actually building MyCarClub. So I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. Who is on? Okay. Has anyone got any questions? I've just rambled on at you for like 35 minutes. but I get really, really passionate about this subject because I know the impact it can have if you do that work. Darren, okay.
Yeah, I've got a question.
I'm gonna use you as an example.
Okay.
So Darren was in my team in my first organization, and guess what? I wouldn't have come over here with anyone else. I would have only come over because I had that relationship with Darren and I trust him 100%. Now, when Darren first came to me in network marketing, do you want to share, Darren?
Yeah, I do.
About the time that you came to my house.
Okay, so basically, I've been involved in network marketing, but I'm 54, I think.
You look good for 54.
Thank you. But I was 19 when I first was offered an opportunity, and I clicked because I have a business mind. And I thought, what a very clever concept. But I've been trying and trying for years, but it's like selling the products and things like that. It just was difficult. And nobody believed in me. And just what you've said, you know, with all the negativity around. Now, I got involved with this previous one that I was doing. And my job, I sell blinds. So I went to his house and I was doing blinds. And she then converted me to this networking business. And the top earner in her team was Louise. Now, Louise lived then in East Sussex, which was like nearly 3.5 hours away. And Danielle, who sponsored me, like was talking about, you know, this is what happens. And if you get to this position, blah, blah, blah. And I've watched the videos. I'd seen Louise go up on the stage collecting the big, massive checks. And to me, the point was Louise was one of those top earners. And I was absolutely in awe of this woman. Although I'm gay, I loved her. Yeah, absolutely loved her. And it's my partner was like, "Will you shut up about this Louise woman? You know, I'm your partner," because I didn't shut up. And it was just not the fact that she's earning lots of money; it's the fact of her mindset, the way that her story. I remember taking somebody from not a very nice area, where in Northamptonshire, one of my people when I was building the business, and when I introduced her to Louise at one of the meetings, she said, "I grew up there." And I went, "Really? What, in that area?" Because don't forget, I knew her as one of these top earners, driving the Range Rovers and all that sort of thing. And yeah, so I went to these great big massive meetings with a big T-shirt on saying, "I heart Louise Perry," because there's all different groups. Yeah, and I was like so inspired about her. And not just because she's earning that big money. She was my mentor, and I sucked up all my information from her, and then she moved closer and closer and closer, and now she lives just about half a mile away from me now.
Yeah, we were meant to be together, yeah. Darren.
The universe has brought us back in. So,
but tell them the story, because one of the things that I find. I'm really, really passionate about seeing people grow. So I like to push people very gently out of their comfort zone. Tell them about the time you came to my house.
Okay.
And I did the team training.
Yeah, when in them days, she had her team, which was thousands and thousands. And we'd done like a group Zoom, you know, for all her team members. And she put on this sort of, it's like a competition that 20 people could win a day's training to go down to her house on Saturday and spend the day being trained by her. Now that had gone, and because I just joined and I was so shy and nervous and quiet, my upline phoned, and I was talking, he said, "Well, I'll phone Louise." I said, "What, you can actually phone her?" I said, "Yeah." And it's like, it felt to me like she's phoning somebody royal. I think, "What, you've got her phone number?" And she said, "Hi, Louise." And she said, "Darren wants to talk." I was like, "I can't talk." But anyway, she managed to dwindle me a ticket. So she's, like Louise said, "Yeah, go on, send him down." And there's me thinking, I'm going down to this lady's house. And it's very woman business, you know. So I ended up at Louise's house, driving down with a car with 3 women. I didn't know any of them. And I was a little shy boy then. And I was sat in Louise's big kitchen, obviously done like a classroom type thing. There's 20 or 30 people there. and I'm sat there all quiet, shy, because it's all women, all these, all like to do this, you know, and there's one bloke. And she says, right, do you want to come up here? Oh my God, please don't call me up. And she's like, she asked me what, you know, in front of everybody. And I think my heart was going. She said, can you just tell us a bit about why you joined us? I said, look, okay, I'm not very good at selling the products, but I like them. She says, stop. She says, right, we want to hear positive. And she stopped me from that negative straight away, you know. So just don't, and what she's saying is, don't bring yourself down. You're not very good. You're still learning. It's not that you're not good at the minute. You're going to get better. And from that point on, now I do Zoom presentations. I would go up on stage. I have been up on stage. I wasn't very good then, but my confidence completely changed. And that is just by following Louise, really.
But it's all, and that's, it's not just me, because I know that you're surrounding yourself with great people, and to see Darren today to the person he was when we first met is phenomenal. I mean, he's an amazing individual. I love him dearly, but he has grown so much, and that is because he is focused, he's committed, and he is dedicated to not letting any of that negativity in. And Darren, you are amazing, and I do love you very dearly.
Thank you.
So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Come and join me next Thursday, where we're going to look at your why. I found one of my old goal books that's got all my goals that I set in 2013. So I'm going to be sharing that with you. Some of them is embarrassing. There's teeth, there's boobs in there, there's all sorts. But come join me next Thursday, and I look forward to seeing you all then. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. See you all soon.
Bye.
Bye.